What's up guys, KJ here. Get ready for another one of my Real Talk videos. This one is about not letting others dictate how you live your life or what your interests could be. With all that out of the way, let's get right into my story. So when I was a kid, I was obsessed with trains. I mainly liked, the Thomas the Tank Engine toy line. However, normal trains were also fascinating to me too. This was around the time when I was at least like 6, 7, 8, possibly, I'd say like around maybe 5 to 8, possibly even younger, possibly 3 or 4 to 8. However, I think 9 and 10 I kind of, stopped, but I'll explain why. So I used to play with all the different types of Thomas trains also. The wooden ones, the plastic ones, and even the battery-powered ones. I had also even made a YouTube video about Thomas trains when I was 8 years old, where I narrated a story about an engine named, I think, With. And, excuse me. And then, sorry about that. I had narrated a story about an engine named With and a diesel engine named Diesel. I had played and collected these Thomas trains for a really long time, anywhere from about 3 or 4 to 8 years old, as stated before. However, once I started 5th grade, my entire collection was donated to a Salvation Army. Why? Well, it was because at that time, I was constantly worrying about what others had thought of me. In 5th grade, people still play with toys, yeah, but it was more along the lines of action figures or dolls. Everyone else either played with video games, trading cards, Legos, or had just given away their toys. My elementary school had kids who were very brutal when it came to these things. Because I came from a private school environment to a public school environment, the change in attitude was something I noticed quickly. Although I later became friends with many of the people in that school district because I'm not actually there anymore, in the past, I was still shy, and I stated before I used to worry about other people's perspectives and thoughts of me. If they got wind of me still playing with Thomas trains, I'd be the laughing stock of the year. Looking back at it now, I certainly do regret giving away my old collection, as it could have been worth something someday. Because a lot of the stuff that they sell in stores now is not the stuff that they used to sell, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So it could be worth some money, or even if I just held on to it for a really long time until I was like maybe 40, 50 years old, it could actually have been worth something. And then, later on, the same people who play with wrestlers and other action figures in the 5th grade completely changed in the fall of 6th grade. I remember getting a Kurt Angle wrestling action figure in the summer, and when I tried to tell the guys who play with wrestlers in the previous school year about it, they all just mocked me. At that point, I realized that no one played with toys anymore. It was really shocking at that time to see the people who used to bring large cases of wrestlers and other action figures to school now mocked people for playing them. Not mock people who still played with them. Because I never really brought anything to school. Because either I didn't have anything at that time, or the stuff I had wasn't something you could bring to school. So during that time, I was still playing with not 5th grade or 6th grade, but in 4th grade, I was still playing with Thomas trains, and then in 5th grade, I didn't really do anything. I mean, I had toys at home, but I didn't bring them to school. I didn't have wrestlers. I didn't have, I started getting wrestlers, but it wasn't a lot, you know what I'm saying? And then later on in 6th grade, even Pokemon became something that you got teased for playing with. I remember that there was a medium-sized group of us in middle school that played Pokemon. And one time, some of us were talking about it and someone overheard us. Then they told their other friends and we started getting ridiculed by them. What I learned from those experiences at the time, I don't actually abide by these lessons anymore, but at the time, I learned that if I wanted to do something that others considered stupid or childish, I just couldn't bring it up at all. Just keep it to yourself. However, once I started doing YouTube, I realized that there are many other people out there that are into the same things I am, and many of them are older than me, some even being grown men and women. I also realized that although some people may not like the things you like or may belittle you for liking it, that shouldn't stop you from continuing to do what you want to do. In the current school district I'm in, when I talk to my friends and others about my YouTube channel, I don't get teased or mocked for doing certain kinds of videos on there. Take my Beyblade related content, for example. Even if people at my school mock me for still playing with Beyblades, I wouldn't care, as I don't talk to many of them anyway. And the only social media I use is Twitter. So, Snapchat and Instagram, I don't use any of that. So even if they wanted to mock me or tease me on those social media outlets, it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't care. And some of my friends would be like, "Oh, check this out." I mean, I may hey, why are you doing this? But it's not I'm not gonna care that much. But I'm gonna, if it's something something bad, okay, maybe I'll try to stop it. But if it's a joke, I'm I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to graduate school. Why does it matter? But even if I wasn't, if it was a beginning or the middle of the school year, I don't even initiate most of the conversations in my school right now. Like most of the time, the only time I really initiate the conversations is if it's an actual close friend of mine. But anyone else that I view as mainly an acquaintance or an associate or just a normal classmate, which is most of the people in my regular classes, I mean, I just sit there and I literally either watch or do the work, either do the work that we're doing, and I don't really talk to anyone. I watch the video we have to watch. I don't talk to anyone. Or if we're not doing anything, I either chill and play my Switch, or I may be playing my Switch with some of the other people there because it allows me to socialize. But I feel that. But back to the story. I feel that when you stop doing what you like, so you can stay up the mockery radar by others, you're only making it worse for yourself. I mean, you've probably heard this thousands of times, but hey, not only will you not be able to fully enjoy yourself, but you'll be constantly be stuck, not, I don't know if it's really living with a chip on your shoulder, but you're just going to be stuck like worrying about what other people are saying to you, and you shouldn't, you just don't want to do that. You shouldn't care about that. Do you know what I'm saying? If people want to compliment you or actually give some constructive criticism intended to help you, definitely let them, because you don't want to block that out. But if they're going to, make fun of you for something so minimal as what you like, no, screw them. But anyway, that's it with my story. If you have something similar or have something else you want to share, definitely let me know in the comments down below. We could give each other some advice on how to deal with certain situations. With all that being said, until next time, I'll see y'all later.